Namaste. The topic for today is the nature of belief and how it affects our life. Belief is a feeling of accepting something irrespective of its reality or truth. You do not question or doubt on your beliefs. You simply believe them. Yes, there is a certain variation. Belief. Many of us are blind believers. Some of us believe after a certain amount of reasoning and logic. And say some scientists believe on a certain hypothesis or a certain idea on which they experiment and infer to discover something. But belief is what makes the mind move. And desire is what makes the mind want. And the third primary aspect of the mind is it moves predominantly for its me, mine and myself, for its self-preservation and self-interest. So, belief is a subconscious state of the mind. Subconscious meaning below conscious. Because when you are conscious, you're experiencing something. But when you are believing, you depend on the feeling which you have. Like in the case of religion, you become a blind believer, which turns gradually into intense faith. So belief gradually makes your mind turn into a habit, and from habit it goes onwards to forming your attitude, and from that attitude, if it becomes intense, gradually those attitudes turn into faith. So belief is something which you should really watch out. Because it's not open and free. You don't have any free will. If you cannot question, if you cannot doubt, and if you keep believing, there's no question of any free will. You're dependent on what has been imposed upon you, and you're just an imitator. Just an imitator, imitating others' experiences of what you believe upon. With a little bit of questioning here and there, and a little bit of changes here and there, but basically, your movements are dependent. Your movements are dependent. So we may presume that we act out of our free will, but we don't. We don't. Say, for example, we don't believe the sky. We don't believe in this chair that or sofa that I'm sitting on, or the ocean, or the sun. We don't believe that. These are factual. Anything which is factual, we need not believe. So belief is connected to quite an extent to your mind becoming blind, shutting your mind. So that is why you need to be very careful. Say from 0 to 5 years, a child, the mind is totally blank, it's raw. And it observes. It downloads everything by observation, by copying, looking, and it copies. Because the conscious level is still not developed. It has yet to become conscious of its environment and all the new things which the sense organ perceives in a child from 0 to 5 years. And on top of that, the parents start imposing. From parents to masters to teachers, start imposing. Sit this way, stand that way, eat this way, do not do this, do not do that, etc., etc. So, this conditions the mind to beliefs, which gradually become rigid. And it continues, whereby if today scientists are saying, neuroscientists, that over 98% of the mind is subconsciously working on auto mode, without the mind requiring its conscious inputs. So, what happens? It's all because of beliefs. It does not, subconsciousness and beliefs go hand in glove. On auto mode, it does not require, it depends on its memory and intellect, and from there the beliefs come out and you operate on what you believe upon. Depend upon what you believe. So, it is very evident. If over 98% of the mind, if neuroscientists are suggesting that the mind functions subconsciously in an unconscious manner, can you imagine the randomness and recklessness of your thoughts or of our thoughts? Thoughts moving here and there into this and that for our likes and dislikes, clinging and attaching to what we believe upon. We are bound, we are not free. Sorry, there is no free will. We are bound to everything that we believe upon, and after that we become attached to it. And we use words like love to what we possess or what we feel that we possess. So that's how it is. It retards, blocks, and narrows our mind to a large extent. It's an unconscious state of the mind, where the mind is working from the past, projecting that into future, not using it intelligence. Dependent primarily on its intellect, and intellect is borrowed knowledge from which you may have become a scholar today. You may have a number of degrees. What you have learned from past or other experiences, from books to internet to media to parents to teachers to masters to gurus to whatnot, everybody has fed in everything into your mind. So over 98% of the people today are followers. They are not leaders, because they believe on the intellect, and what the intellect tells them to reason, they reason. Leaders do not easily believe. They use their intelligence. Intelligence is that spirit. It is that uniqueness of every human being. differs from intellect. It is spontaneous. It is intuitive. It occurs in the present moment. It is not dependent on the past. It just comes as a eureka. Bingo! I've got it. That's what intelligence is. And leaders are intelligent. Very intelligent. Their mind is open to discover. Their mind is open to probe whatever they are told. So that's how it is. So please, change the pattern of your mind from blind belief to aware conscious experiencing. Reduce that 98% of your subconscious thinking. It may be fast because it's used to multitasking, on auto mode, multitasking. The conscious pattern is slow, focused, centered. Thoughts are all converged like a laser onto a certain point, and it is experiencing through awareness. Through awareness. And that is what who you are. Beliefs is the quantum of your mind. It makes the quantity, but you're not what you believe. Beliefs are what you are. Mind is what you are. It's yours. Mind is yours. Thoughts are yours. Beliefs are yours. You are not that. You are above. You are that unique creature, living creature. Far superior to any other living creatures. Far superior. Other living creatures are not aware of their inner self. They cannot read their own mind and their own thoughts. You can. You can be aware of the inside as well as the outside. So, from subconscious belief to conscious experiencing is the path to evolvement. Beliefs will make you grow. In lower frequency. In lower frequency. Aware conscious experiencing will make you evolve in higher frequency to transform in wholesomeness, in absoluteness, in totality of your body, mind, soul and spirit. All four combined as one. The spirit is the universal aware energy. The soul contains the spirit and is individualized in your mind as an individual soul which you have, containing the universal spirit, the absolute energy within you, the intelligence. Many names have been given, the superconscious section of the mind. And then you have, it makes the mind aware. Only if the mind becomes aware, then it becomes conscious. To be aware, you need to be alert. To be conscious, you need to be attentive. Maybe slow. Then the subconscious mind. It may operate a little slow, but it is firm, it is strong. It does not make you weak, it does not make you dependent. You see, you need to know or understand that there is a powerful force inside you, powerful force. beyond the mind and the body. The mind and the body is a mechanism. It is mechanical. It's an instrument of yours to use, but you are being used by it. And that is why 98% of the people are followers like robots. Like robots, they are blindly following what they are told by politicians, religious leaders, gurus, masters, everybody, starting from their parents onward to everybody's ruling you, and you do not know about it, and you feel you are the ultimate, you are very superior, and you keep arguing, gossiping on what others tell you. You're gossiping, taking their references. Every article I see today is referring to ancient scriptures of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years ago, repeating, interpreting with their own opinions and taking their reference and saying it is from these scriptures when it is not. Just to get an applaud, to take their reference, because nobody taking their support, because nobody is gonna, there's no way to verify, and nobody needs to verify. They simply believe. Everybody believes, period. So those motivational speakers, to gurus, to masters, get away, taking reference to Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, and all the other scriptures of Vedas in those complex Sanskrit written 5,000 years back, giving their own personal opinions and saying that it was said by so and so, which you blindly believe. How's that? Very sad. So awaken that powerful force within you, that intelligent section, that superconscious section, that soul. It needs to be awakened. You can't make any efforts to do it. Effort is for the mind to experience with methods and techniques. The soul is simply the witnesser. It witnesses your inner self as to how your mind is operating. If your mind controls the body, the soul checks and guides your mind. It does not control, but it checks your mind. It makes your mind aware and conscious to get away from subconsciousness, to get away from mechanically operating into this and that, here and there, randomly and recklessly, like I keep saying. I keep repeating this. Get it ingrained into our mind that thoughts are reckless and random. That's the second law of thermodynamics. Energy moves in entropy, losing its quality. It moves in disorder, in randomness, and that is what is happening to your thoughts. But energy can move in randomness. But the highest attribute of energy is awareness. And that awareness checks the other subset forms of energies. The psychic energy checks and guides. So, transform your life, evolve your life. Be self-confident on your intelligence. It's human to err, so what? So what? Do not depend on others' experiences. Do not relate and refer to them. Say from your own mind what you feel like. I know most of the masters, if you go on the net or if you read books on belief, they will say belief is who you are. Sorry, belief is not who you are. I do not agree. I may be, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. My intelligence does not agree to it. My intelligence says, no, sorry. Belief is not who you are. Belief is what you are. And that what you are is a dependent subconscious mind revolving on others, say so. Believing that, following that. 1 to 2% is what science gives us for our consciousness, for our higher consciousness. And we call ourselves spiritual. And we say that we are spiritual beings going through a human experience. The spirit is asleep, fully asleep, and it needs to be awakened. And it can be awakened only when you get out of the clutches of your belief. Namaste.